To come up and treat us to some humorous anecdotes. All right, don't burn any bridges now. Everybody give a hand to Andrew.
Thank you. All right, I am Andrew. That is my name. Unless you go to Taco Bell, and there's a woman at Taco Bell who can't seem to get my name right. Andrew is a simple name. It's a really simple name. And about anybody can spell it. But this woman at Taco Bell never gets my name right. Every time I go up there, give her my name, she comes up, and the first time she called me Abraham. I don't know where that came from. She said, "Hey, Abraham, got your taco?" I said, "No." Next time she just gave up. She started calling me A-Train. Give me a nickname right off the bat. Like, we don't know each other that well, lady. I'm sorry. Last time I went, this is no joke, they just gave up completely on everything and started calling me JT. I don't look like a JT, but that's what they started calling me. He did mention I'm from Lawrenceville. I love Lawrenceville. It's a great town. They have the historic courthouse downtown in the square. And if you're ever in Lawrenceville, you drive right past it if you go through town. Last month, in March, they had the homeschool prom, the second annual homeschool prom at Lawrenceville. Now, I was homeschooled, so I have nothing wrong with it, but it kind of made me feel weird to think of a homeschool prom. Like, what are they going to do? Dance with their sisters? I mean, is that what they're going to do? Just, hey, dancing with my sister, I'm going to dance with mom for a little bit. Because you can't dance with anybody else. Because if you're homeschooled, you got to get married before you dance. That's the way it works. Everybody knows that. Before I got into this, I was considering becoming a professional speaker before I started doing comedy a while back. And I spent a lot of time in sales. People in sales live by motivational speakers. That's just the way it is. And a lot of people in comedy live by motivational speakers. I don't like motivational speakers. They drive me nuts. I was going to be the very first anti-motivational speaker. I was trying to come up with good catchphrases. I had one, "Set your expectations reasonably." I thought that would be a good title for a book. "Underthink it" is what I was going to try. "Maybe living isn't your thing." I wasn't sure how that one would go over, You're not as special as your mom says. You're really more of a follower. Shoot for the ceiling. Stuff really didn't go over too well. I am married. I brought my wife with me tonight. It is a mixed marriage. Now, I'm not ashamed to say that. I know it's not popular. I'm not at all ashamed to say it, though. It's a mixed marriage. She's Canadian. And we met in college. I did go to college. I studied philosophy. It means I don't know a whole lot, but I'm at peace with that. But my wife being Canadian, we met in college in Florida. And early on in our relationship, just a couple months into it, we went on a canoe trip. Like, we're going to get to know each other. We're going to go on this canoe trip. So we went on a canoe trip, but it was during the time it was spring break here in Georgia. Now, I'm a native. I grew up here in the Atlanta area. I'm from North Georgia, Cherokee County. And I love being from Atlanta, but my wife had never been this far south. So I thought this is going to be a lot of fun canoeing through Pensacola, Florida during spring break. She's finally going to get to meet rednecks. How do you prepare a Canadian, quiet, reserved people for rednecks? You don't. You throw them right in like you're trying to teach them how to swim. Well, we got started this canoe trip. And I told her, I said, "Baby, you got to be careful. We're going to run into some rednecks. You have never met crazy people until you've met rednecks." She said, "What are rednecks?" I said, "Them's my people." That's what I told her. I said, "Them's my people." We're going down the river there, and she's laying out in the canoe, and I'm doing all the paddling because, that's what you do when you want to show her how strong you are. You paddle, and then you pray to God that your arms don't fall off. And then while you're paddling, we come around this corner, and you started seeing some empty beer cans floating in the water, and you knew you're getting close to a redneck. So we're getting around there, come around this bend, and there he is in all his shirtless glory, 109 pounds, 6'1", had hair down to his rear end, sitting in a lawn chair, cigarette with about 1.5 inches of ash on the end of it, hadn't shook it off yet. Sitting up here, probably down in his 4th Bud Light or whatever. Out in the water is a woman 296 pounds in a bathing suit that he kept calling baby girl. You know that's his wife. And they're out there. And my wife looks at him, and damn, she did. My girlfriend looks at him. She says, what are those? I said, baby, them's my people. She said, them's your people. I said, them's my people. She said, okay. I said, watch this. I said, hey! You guys know Johnny? Yeah, we know Johnny. So everybody knows Johnny. I said, all right. You from Cartersville? They said, no, man, we're from Cumming, Georgia. I'm like, that's where Johnny lives. Johnny lives in Cumming, Georgia. That's great. He said, yeah, man, that's great. You keep paddling, man. And if the girl's out there in the water says, you got it, honey. You lay down and let him do all the work. I'm going to get me another ham sandwich out of the cooler. So we go on down the river, and everything ended up okay. A couple months later, school ends, and I decided I've got to take her to meet some of my family. My family lived in Cumming, Georgia. Johnny was in Cumming, Georgia. My Uncle Johnny. We got to go up to Cumming. I'm going to introduce her to my family. So I drove up there, and we got up there to my grandparents' house. We walked in there, and right off the bat, and it's still there, if you walk into their house, right next to the front door is this 4-foot print of Vivian Lee as Scarlett O'Hara. Okay? Right there on the wall. She looks at me and she says, who's that? I said, that is our ancestors. She said, really? I said, yes, that's the matriarch of the Pettyjohn clan right there. She was gone with the wind in 60 seconds a long time ago. And she said, okay. She said, what's all these, my grandfather collects beer steins. He spent years in Germany. And she said, what's all these beer mugs, these steins? I said, that's my dowry. When we get married, I get the beer steins. She said, okay. I said, hold on a second. And I hollered downstairs and said, hey, Johnny, I got bologna. He said, I'll be right up. And Johnny come running up the stairs. And he goes up there and said, hey, Andrew, you ain't got bologna. I said, no, Johnny, I just wanted you to meet Michelle. This is my girlfriend, Michelle. We're going to get married. He said, this is your girlfriend? Yeah. I said, you ain't got no bologna? I said, no, Johnny, here's $20. Go buy yourself some cigarettes. He said, all right, I'm going back downstairs to watch wrestling. And that's how she met my family. And she looked at me and she went, them's your people. Yes, they are. Them's my people. I love being from Atlanta. I love being married. My wife and I, we got married in Austin, Minnesota. Austin, Minnesota is the city where Hormel is based. It's the town where Spam was invented. Spam was invented. It's still produced there. The whole city smells like potted meat. Rotten potted meat, but potted meat. Austin, Minnesota dedicates their entire town to Spam. They have several rock groups from Austin, Minnesota. And all of them have Spam in their name. There's Spamettes, the Spam Rockers, the Rocking Spam and Spams, and Spam and Beans and Eggs and Spam and Spam. All this stuff. That's a Monty Python reference. You get it.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Nobody else is getting that one. So I'm going to tell the rest of my jokes about Spam to you people, because y'all seem to be getting it okay. I appreciate the feedback. It really helped my confidence. But no, everything in that town, they have a museum in that town dedicated to Spam. And I'm serious, you go in there, it's an hour and 15 minutes, $37, you'll never get back. They teach you how to can Spam, how to make Spam, nothing you really want to know about Spam. But you get to do all that about Spam in the Spam Museum. We got married in Austin, Minnesota, and our honeymoon was a road trip, essentially. We did a road trip from Austin, Minnesota to Nashville, Tennessee. Now, to get from Austin, Minnesota to Nashville, Tennessee, you have to drive through the wonderful state of Iowa. Iowa is the state that time remembered and quickly was shoved in a drawer somewhere. We were driving through Iowa, and they were on all the highways, they were doing a lot of construction in Iowa. I don't know why, but they were doing construction in Iowa. All the signs said, hit a worker, $250. I made over $2,000 hitting workers on the way out of that state, I tell you. It'll work for $250. I have to keep explaining these. We're going to go through on that. Anyway, well, we've been married almost 10 years now. We have 3 kids. We have 3 kids, and I love my kids. They're great kids. I'll tell you though, kids are a lot like X-Lax. If you have 2 or more, you'll be going all day. Okay, that's the way it is with kids. But we have 3 small children, and wanted to get them into preschool. So we wanted to find a good preschool for them. And I found a good preschool that was, affordable, something we could afford to put the kids in, and it had a good reputation, but it's very exclusive. It's called the Children's Ark. The Children's Ark Preschool. It's very hard to get into the Children's Ark. They only take 2 white kids, 2 black kids, 2 Hispanic kids, 2 Asian kids. It's very tough to get into. You got to. Thank you. But I love my kids, and I'll close with this. I want to tell you a couple things. First off, I do want to remind you, Jesus loves you. I love you, and thank you for coming out tonight, and thank you for those of you that laughed, those of you that didn't laugh. I'm really sorry, but everybody that laughed, I appreciate your laughter. I really do. Thank you. Thank you. But I want to remind you, Jesus loves you. I love you. I appreciate everything you did. And I'll tell you one more thing about children before I get down. The kids' brains, this is important. Kids' brains are like sponges. If you leave them on the sink too long, they start to stink. Remember that. Thank you. I'm Andy Kirkendall.